you'll see it.
We're live
tonight
on Facebook.
I think they missed that. I think they missed it.
No, he'll rewatch the feed.
But not Instagram, but let me guess,
Chase,
Chase, there's a lag.
Look, there's a delay, Steve. Don't you worry. I'm coming.
There's a lag.
Steve, you know I'd never leave you hanging. And
You don't like to talk behind the camera. No, you actually like to talk behind the camera. You don't like to talk in front of the camera.
I feel like I'm being left hanging.
I know, right?
I'm
We're
being left hanging.
live. What's going on, Steve? It is Thursday.
It is
Training?
Thursday. It's thrown out there Thursday, guys.
Steve, are you in a better mood? Come on.
I am in a lot better mood, guys. I'm feeling a lot better. I'm on my game today. I'm also wearing my hashtag No Chase shirt because that's what it should be all day, every day. But in order to get Thrown Out There Thursday kicked off and started, we have to go over to Justin Smith.
That's you. Oh, hello. Hi, Chase. God, that was very uncomforting when you come running up like that.
Very, very sneaky.
So, we had to skip this last week, but this week is Throw It Out There, right?
Throw it out there. Thirsty Thursday, as far as Steve's concerned.
Thirsty Thursday?
Yeah, all water.
Steve,
All water.
How's your schmeckle?
It's a lot better. No more burn. Ready to get back in action.
Did you
guys.
give birth and name it?
I didn't give any more. Got a urologist appointment though, so hopefully we'll get it fixed.
Knock them out.
Yep.
Make sure you take pictures so we can talk,
All right.
So it is Thursday. It's Throw It Out There Thursday. No special guests today, which means that you guys are the guests. So make sure that you sign in. Obviously, you're going to get a shirt. Make sure that you put in the DM what you have for a size and a color of choice. We have only a couple rules, and that is when you sign in, tell us who you are, where you are, what you're driving, and get to the point pretty quick so we can answer you just as fast. Steve, you have a question.
Justin, Sen Kalnick said, "This is the highlight of my Thursday."
Oh, man, thank you very much. I'm glad to be part of that.
Yeah,
McCoy
awesome.
Racing, 1981. He's been waiting all day as well. So come on, guys. Throw those questions out there.
Sorry we were a little bit late getting on. Believe it or not, it was not Chase. The guys over at the race shop had a ton of stuff going on and got sucked into it and didn't get over here in time. So apologize for that. In between you guys signing on, so right now, if you have a question, then throw that out there right this second and we'll get to it. In between all of that, Matt.
John Caps wants to know, how do you reduce wheel hop on an X3 when rock crawling?
When rock crawling, you're going so slow, how could
do you
you
have
get
wheel
wheel
hop?
hop? Usually faster speeds on chop and things like that will be where your wheel hop's going to come from. So I'm not really sure how to answer that. If you're getting wheel hop
How
while rock
fast
crawling,
are you rock crawling, dude?
yeah, either you're hauling ass or you got a shock that's completely blown out and it's just flopping around. But I'm just trying to think about how that works out. So if it's not rock crawling, then typically you're going to put a little bit more low speed into it. So if you have a shock that's got high and low speed compression, answer to the question?
Nope.
Clarification? Okay. So if you have high or low speed compression, you're going to stiffen up the low speed compression. That's going to stop some of the flop. Matt first. Screw you, Chase.
We got a live one. I'm sorry, boys. John Nemi, what's going on? Where are you at?
I'm in Toledo, Washington.
Awesome, man. What's your question for today?
Question is, I got a Honda Talon going with the 77 engine lease working, and was curious about sway bar options.
So we don't have any options for your Honda yet. Ibach is making a sway bar kit that you could get.
Can you clean your
I don't think
lens,
there's
sir?
anything wrong with that at all. We do have an option coming for you for the Honda in the next 30 days if you can wait. It is actually not a sway bar complete, but it is something that's going to allow you to adjust the sway bars that you have on your Honda, and it might be definitely a lot more adjustable than anything you can buy right now. So if you can wait 30 days, then hang tight, we're going to launch it. If you can't wait, then grab an Ibach kit. Car coming out. Sorry, Chase. Matt, did you have a...
front or rear option, guys?
Both options.
I have a question for him. Sir, are you in a steam room right now?
Or a sauna?
Or a sauna?
No, I think I just have a 4 camera.
Okay, all right.
Right on, man. Thanks for signing in. Appreciate it. Whoa, that's pretty foggy.
Have a good one, sir.
Answering your hopping? No. Okay.
Calvin Walsh wants to know, what's the difference between Walker Evans and Fox. Are the internal bypass like the Foxes on a 2020 XP1000?
No. So Walker Evans and Foxes are completely different designs, mainly for patent reasons. Walkers, when you buy a new vehicle, are a cheaper option than the Foxes. The Foxes have quite a bit more components in them that are strength related and will last a lot longer, typically more adjustability and ride quality. So it gets really technical, man, but you don't get a bypass in a Walker. You only get bypasses in a Fox, and the bypasses tend to ride a lot more smooth and still give you bottom out resistance. So of my choice, if you have Walkers, we can make them ride amazing. If you have Foxes, we can make them ride amazing, but the Foxes will last longer. Chase.
We got a bogey. Cameron Spool, what's going on, man? Where are you at? And
Bogey.
What's your question?
Bogey?
Okay, Top Gun.
I drive a 2019 Razor Turbo S, and I was wondering how to adjust the ride height. Is that about like 14.5 right now?
Okay. So there's a collar on top of the spring threaded to the shock body. We call them preload collars or preload nuts. If you jack the car up so there's no weight on the car, you can thread those nuts down, which adds spring tension and raises your Turbo S. It's about a 2-to-1 ratio in the front, so if you run the collar down an inch, it's going to raise it 2 inches. In the back, it's a little bit less than 1-to-1, so an inch is actually a little bit more than 1-to-1. So an inch in the back is going to be like 1.25 inch ride height in the rear. So you should be able to measure it with you in the vehicle, make a change one time, and good to go. It takes sometimes 2 people to twist those in the front, but in the back you should be able to do it by yourself. Awesome, thanks. Okay, Steve.
Justin, McCoy Racing, 1981 wants to know, will you ever be a dealer for suspension parts?
No, doubtful. We only sell what we make, other than shocks. We do sell complete sets of shocks from Fox or Walker, whatever it may be. That's pretty much it. We don't sell wheels and tires. We get asked this question a lot by all the dealers that we buy from or that sponsor our race car. We try to stick into our little wheelhouse and stay there. And as soon as everybody, I think, gets outside of that, then things get complicated and they might lose control over it. Right now, we're super busy doing what we do.
We got Mr. Hicks on the line. What's going on? Where are you at? What's your question?
What's happening, fellas? I'm in basement, just hard at work, doing the thing. My question is, as I was watching you guys' previous video, you guys are clearly hiring. Are you guys hiring full-time or part-time?
Good question, man. We would like to see a ton of full-time people because we need the help. Part-time is just going to add more guys and get half the work done. So I'd like to see full-time. That pretty much is it in a nutshell.
Cool, appreciate it.
Awesome, man. Thank you very much. Matt, what do you got?
Okay, I actually got the answer for that rock crawling question.
Yeah, what was it?
The front wheel starts hopping when they when the wheel slips going on a steep incline.
Hopping. Okay, so that would be honestly, that means the shock's probably worn out. There's only one. That's way too much uncontrolled valving. So I would think that you've got internal problems and the shock should be rebuilt. But if it's not a shock problem, then you would add rebound and you would slow down the low speed compression. That'll take care of both. Chase.
We got Zachary on the line. Zachary, where are you at and what's your question? Wisconsin, beautiful.
Okay.
I was curious, if I sent my shocks to you guys, what type of pressure adjustment on?
That's not our typical package. Internal work and spring kit is our norm, but we can upgrade the adjuster on that. Mitch, I'm going to defer to you.
I did not hear that at all. I'm sorry.
Can we do DSC adjusters on a Wildcat shock? Is that an option for
absolutely.
us? Okay, and how much are those DSC adjusters?
I want to say they're $100, $100 a piece.
Okay.
I think there's a little bit of labor on top of that too. No labor, Steve? So $100 a piece. Put them in your shocks and you get high-speed, low-speed adjustment.
So $400 on top of our shock work and you get dual-speed adjusters.
Yep.
Boom, there you go.
Awesome, I think we lost him.
Justin, I do have a question.
Yes, Steve.
Someone is asking, if I buy your guys' spring kit, what do I set my ride height to? My paddles or my dirt tires? They are both different sizes.
So we would prefer that you set your ride heights to your dirt tires. What we're looking for with that, when we give you different ride heights according to tire, we don't want you to change the shock length. Bolt hole to bolt hole, shock extended or compressed, that stays the same. It's just that when you change the tire and go shorter, ride height comes down without adjusting it. When you change the tire and go up, then it's going to raise the ride height. So once you get it with a dirt tire, don't touch it after that.
McCoy Racing 1981. Are
There's a
Steve
reason.
and Mitch related?
I don't see
Step
it.
brothers, maybe?
No, we are not.
Definitely not.
You know what? I've got a question though, Steve.
Yeah.
And Matt, are you two guys related? I mean, I just wonder if you might be.
I think a little more related than Mitch and Steve.
I might pour out a stone at that point.
There is a slight difference, though.
What is that?
I'm only 64 and he's 72.
That's true. There is
100%.
big difference. That's what Steve's mom says anyway.
She did say that.
She did say that. Let's walk around a little bit while you guys are looking for someone to talk
I got
to.
Country Boy maybe coming in live on the line here. We got him. What's going on, Country Boy? Where are you at? What's your question for the day?
Eastern Kentucky.
Say we look like sisters.
Awesome.
Okay, can you adjust the spring engine on a 2021 Kawasaki Terex to raise the ride height?
21 Terex. Mitch, I'm going 21 Terex. Is that a preload nut threaded system, or is that a factory like 3-position spring adjuster for ride height? Do you remember?
It's a 2-piece locking, so
you could adjust it.
Yeah, you basically break apart the 2-piece locking a preload
Kind of like
adjuster.
jam nuts.
Jam nuts, lock the top one loose, that'll spin up, and then that'll actually get you to your tension on the preload nut that's holding the spring.
How much can you go, Mitch?
As much as you have for threads on the shock body is the answer.
Yeah, I mean, just whatever you need to get to the ride height that you're looking for.
And that Terex is probably a 2-to-1 ratio in the front. So if you move that preload collar an inch, it's going to raise it 2 inches.
Yep.
Okay, so just go with the inch and
Well, maybe measure what you have for ride height first and decide, you know what, I'm an inch off, and then adjust the preload collar 1/2 of an inch and it should nail it.
okay, thank you.
Cool, man. Have a good day. Steve.
Justin, do blow-off valves and oil catch cans serve a practical purpose?
Well, yes,
Yeah.
sir. I mean, blow-off valves are going to save the intake system from blowing apart when it over-boosts on a turbo engine. And oil catch cans are going to catch the crankcase ventilation pressure and oil vapors that are coming out of that so that it doesn't just drip all over the place. Catch cans should either recycle to the pan or catch cans should be drained often. There's trivia, right? Off subject. If I know it, I'm going to say it. Matt.
We got Ricardo on the line.
I hate you.
You're not you, Ricardo.
Do not hate our customers.
I hate Chase.
Ricardo, so where are you at, and what's your question?
No, I just wanted to let you guys make great products. There's no question here.
Hey, man, thank you. We greatly appreciate that.
Hey, thank you for having no question but telling us that we're awesome. We'll take you all day long. Can you sign off and sign back on 10 more times?
Hey, man. Awesome. Have a great day, man. Hit us up in the DMs. All righty. Boys are going hard.
Justin, a couple people want to let us know this is the most shocking live video on Instagram right now.
That means there's no other videos on Instagram. We automatically win.
Hilarious.
Matt, what do you got?
John Caps wants to know, do you use aftermarket carrier bearings and drive shafts on your X3s? His is starting to rattle.
Okay, so on our pre-runners and play cars, typically we run the stock stuff. But on the race car or anything that we're running really, really hard like in Baja, then we are running an RCR, Sandcraft driveline, with their carrier bearing. And we're also running a Fortin one-way bearing in the system, which stops you from blowing up front diffs. Now that's a little aggressive and expensive for the average guy to do on a play car. So I would say just do an RCR Sandcraft driveline and call it good for a play car. But if you're racing, then I would suggest a Fortin one-way bearing. Yes, Matt?
Best 32-inch tire for the desert.
I'm going to be very partial. Hi, Mark. I'm going to be very partial on that, and that would be a Tenzer. We race a 33, but if you don't run 33s, then I would suggest running a DS 32. They're my favorite tire. We've had the most best luck with those. If you if you don't have a tire manufacturer in mind, or let's just say if you don't like Tenzer, then my third choice would be a BFG. But all of those put together, our testing has shown that the Tenzer's to be the best. Yes, Matt.
Tyler Gibson wants to know, when setting ride height with live valve shocks, do they do it in firm or soft?
Do it in soft. If you do it in firm, it'll lock the shock up with higher ride heights and falsify your readings. That was very technical speak for do it soft with somebody in it. Steve.
Justin, can you drill an extra hole in a stock sway bar to increase tension?
You can, but a stock sway bar typically does not have enough room.
Doesn't have enough room
on the flat spot in the back for you to do that very well. And you're not going to get it on the back. There's not enough room. If you do it in the front, you're going to be into the round spot. Well, you asked about increasing tension, so that means you're going to drill it up.
That means you'd be, but either way, there's not much.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I think what you're going to have, even if you could drill it, it probably is going to roll off the round spot and maybe break hardware. There's your answer. Chase.
We got Hoser on the line. Hoser, what's going on?
I love your name, Hoser.
Where are you at, and what's your question?
Dude, sweet stash.
Hoser, you win the stash award today. Mustache May is coming around the corner.
Fuck.
Driving the 2020 TRX.
That's my own thing, and I don't want to do it.
Already on there, and it hasn't made it. My next question is, what advantages of like what
You broke up a little bit, but I think your question was, what's the advantage of doing the extra shock work after you've done the spring kit that you already have? The spring kit, hold on. Nope.
What's the advantage of going with the new sway bar link kits that you guys are offering?
You know, the sway bar links themselves are just stronger than the factory ones. So if you've had any issues with the factory ones loosening up or breaking on you, then it's a home run. You should do it. They are not going to improve the ride quality really at all, because the factory sway bar links are kind of a solid system. They're not a rubber joint. Like on the Polarises, and some others, it's kind of a rubber bushing in there, and our joint will actually stop some body roll by changing to that, but on yours, it's not going to make that change. So only do the links if you like the look and you want the extra strength. It's not going to change the ride quality. Awesome. Thank you very much, man. Have a good one. Steve.
Hey there, Justin. Do you guys have any of those Canadian suppliers?
Canadian suppliers. Dealers. Matt, do you know of any Canadian dealers at the moment?
If they send an email to dealers@shocktherapist.com, we will get you a list of Canadian dealers, which we do have some.
Awesome. There you go. Yes, we do. Matt will send them to you. Let's walk through shipping and bug them because they are too busy for us to stop them.
Matt has been a madman over here.
That's for sure. Sorry, Matt, we're in your way.
I got a question.
Yes,
Tyler
Matt.
Gibson wants to know, when will the Turbo S 1400 deal end?
Actually, it's never going to end, and here's why. Because it's our normal pricing. We just told you how to put together the right amount of products to get to $1,400.
That darn money fairy.
Boom, the money fairy, right, Steve? How does that work? Yeah, money fairy just lays that out there. That's a package deal that's always there, man.
All right, we got Phillips Racing on the feed. I hope you guys got all those beers I left with my shocks.
They're in your office, right, Matt?
Yep.
I wonder where all the Ultra came from. You usually don't have 4 or 5 cases on the floor in there.
Tacos or beer?
We got the beer. Thank you very much, Phillips Racing. You rock. Appreciate that. I'm looking at Burt Reynolds. I kind of love
Burnt Reynolds. Burnt Reynolds.
I kind of liked that yesterday, or on Tuesday when we went for it.
Let's make him feel really uncomfortable again.
I think this is much closer.
No.
This right here is much closer.
This is it.
Oh, there it is. Oh, there.
I got red hair.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. You got the dad bod, but no orange beard.
Dwayne Johnson bod.
I really like that one, Steve. That's pretty good.
Thank you.
JP Rowdy Perf Customs. Thanks, Matt. He just got his box. You the man, Matt.
Right on. Let's go up front and mess with everybody. Matt, what do you got?
John Capp wants to know about X3 steering racks.
You want to be on feet? You can be. Yeah. What did you have, Matt?
Steering racks for the X3. I was wondering about ETA on those.
It's going to be a little while. You want to answer that?
Yeah, we're looking at probably, hopefully by another 3-4 weeks, we'll have them back in stock and shipping. So if you go online and you type in your email address on the Notify Me, the second they are available, we'll shoot you an email, you can get it ordered.
We got McCoy Racing on the line.
McCoy Racing, how's it going?
So I'm having a problem where every time my front suspension travels, it's clanking, it's making a bunch of noises. I've changed out hub bearings and the bushings, so I'm not too sure what else I would have to do to stop that.
Does it make noise when it fully extends when you're in the air or over a whoop, or does it make noise as it compresses and you land and bottom the car out?
Whenever it compresses.
Do you have bypass shocks on there or a non-bypass?
They're just the stock walkers that come on an XP1000.
Okay. So if you don't have anything
Just right here.
falling apart on the suspension system itself, like you've changed the bearings, some bushings, if you don't have something obvious like a sway bar link or something like that, and you think that it's inside the shock, one way to check that, can you duplicate the noise if you grab the cage and roll rock the car side to side, maybe holding onto the shock, and see if you can feel it clunk?
Kind of digging the car right now, but
Okay.
I can't.
Okay, so another.
Whenever the suspension fully goes through a full throttle.
Okay. I mean, it could be a lot of things. I mean, it really could be a lot of things, but if you've narrowed down all the possible worn out problems, it could be on control arms, hubs, ball joints, and sway bars, then you're pretty much down to shock. On the walkers, what we've seen a lot of is if it's leaked a little bit of pressure by the reservoir seal, and it mixes pressure with the oil, then you can get a clunk that is actually the reservoir piston smacking the bridge of the shock internally, and it sounds like something's breaking or a hammer on the car. It's very hard to duplicate or find out without taking the shock apart, so I hate to give you something that it could be that you can't check. But we've seen that a lot if you've already narrowed down everything else that's on the chassis. Your question could have 20 answers to it, and I'm sorry I can't narrow it down from here, but try that.
Okay. Yeah, I have an appointment July 1st.
Okay, then make sure if you haven't figured it out by the time it's dropped off, then mention it, and we're going to know the second we're inside the shock if it's that.
Okay.
Cool, man. Thank you.
Sounds good.
All right, McCoy Racing. Have a good day, man.
What's your name?
Jesus.
Jesus?
Sure.
So Jesus is a customer that happened to be standing in the showroom when we walked in. Thank you very much for deciding that you would actually talk to us on the feed.
Not a problem, no.
And no preparation whatsoever. What are you here doing?
Buying some spring kits.
Spring kits?
Yes.
Awesome.
Some parts so my car doesn't go like water wrong anymore.
Perfect. Is that your vet outside?
Yeah.
That's a cool wrap. Check that out.
Thank you.
Holy smokes.
Almost urban camo-ish.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Something like that.
You're going to lose feet, I think, there, Chase.
I didn't see any cars out there.
It's completely gone.
There's a bunch of orange spots all over the place.
All right. Thanks, man. Appreciate
No
it.
problem. Thank you.
Have a good brother.
Can she burn out though?
Oh, yeah. Smoky burnouts when he leaves.
Oh
Guaranteed.
yeah. I hope so.
You guys got any more questions?
I got
Shoot.
no more live bogeys, but we got a ton of questions on the feed. Why don't we do some rapid fire, Steve and Matt?
Let's do rapid fire.
Justin, how do you measure a mullet?
You know what? You
Graph.
measure a mullet by its style. Where's
Graph, Graph has a very good way to measure it.
Oh, Graph, where you at? Where is he?
He won't say it. It's not appropriate for television.
Can you give us a hint?
It has to do with a very hot day and some extension, a very cold day and some suction.
Oh, I see. Private parts.
Some shrinkage and some danglage.
I got you. What else we got for questions on the feed?
He's taking a dump, but he's down.
Okay.
What do you got, Matt?
Nick Wagner wants to know, I missed when you were discussing preload adjustment. He wants to know,
Well, let's come back to that.
I know
Matt.
you're saying something, but I got someone on the line. Da Beast is on the line. What's going on, brother? Where are you at? And what can we ask? What can we answer for you?
Alright, so I want to thank you for riding fast. It'll be my first race. From you guys that you guys done On a race. I got a 19 Can-Am X3.
I missed a little bit of the beginning of that. I know you have a 19 Can-Am X3. You said that you were racing and it's your first race.
Seriously.
Are you asking for advice on what to do before you go to the race or once you get there?
Yeah, we'll be doing the mid 400 on the rally class.
Okay. You want advice before you get there on what to do to the car or once you get there?
What to do there to get there.
Okay. So, how much have you done to the car before this? Is it pretty much stock or do you have some strong parts, axles, supports on the chassis, pivot points? What do you have?
It's going to be aftermarket gauge, front bulkhead, lower upper control arms. Everything else pretty much stuck.
Okay. Okay, so a good wheel and tire package is going to be absolutely important. There's a lot of rocks in the washes at the Mint. A really good shock and spring package is super important because the whoops in the Mint in certain sections are about 4 feet tall. You're going to want to run through there as quick as you can. Also, the last thing is communication. Make sure you have intercom and radio and clean air systems inside the car so you guys can navigate appropriately. Last, I would not go out there in your car and go 100% floored. I would go out there at 80 or 90%, a little relaxed, and try to save the car because you're not going to finish that race with what you have done to the car from a breakage standpoint if you run it 100% pinned. So I would slow down a little bit. It might actually work out to make you faster in the end.
Sounds great. Appreciate it. Thank you guys.
Thanks, man. Good luck at the Mint.
We'll see you out there.
Matt, we cut you off on that question. What was it again?
He's was asking about the setting preload, like a half inch is equal to an inch.
Okay, so in short, the front shocks on most UTVs are about a 2-to-1 ratio. So if you move the preload collar an inch, one way or the other, it's going to raise or lower the vehicle 2 inches. The rear shocks, in general, are almost always about an inch, a 1-to-1 ratio. So you move the preload collar an inch, it's going to raise or lower the back of it an inch. That's a cheating way to maybe adjust it once. So there you go. Yes, Matt, again.
Another question.
Yes.
How can I help Chase have his last day?
Whoa.
You would like
How
to...
would that race video ever get done, Matt?
What race video?
I love that.
There's not much footage from him, so.
So actually, I'm going to answer Matt's question. Matt, you know, the only thing you have to do to get Chase fired is have proof of all the things he doesn't do every single day. So maybe write down how late he is every day, how early he leaves for lunch, how early he leaves to go home, and how much he didn't do throughout the day. If you logged it for about a week, I think that's it. Done. Josh is already writing it down.
Right there.
Yeah,
Chase, right there.
Right there. No Chase.
GB Parker, mask mandate has been lifted in Arizona. Woohoo! Matt, what are you going to be doing now that the mandate's been lifted this weekend?
Nice change.
Not robbing banks.
Chase.
No, we will actually be at Dillon's this weekend on Saturday and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. There will be an Arizona off-road show for UTVs. Stop on by. Myself, I will be there at our booth. We'll be right next to Side by Side Attic. So a lot of local dealers out there will be there. So come on by.
Awesome. Dillon's this weekend.
Dillon's this weekend. Now, it's the Dillon's in North, in Whitman or Circle City, I forget, but up Grand on the way to Wickenburg, just out of town. You guys got anything else? Otherwise, we can get out of here.
I got Damian Smith. I just sent out my last live line here. We'll see if we could get him connected on.
All right, Damien, you got a couple seconds.
Also, one of the things that we need to do is you need to read a room.
Read the room, Chase.
Read the room, Chase.
That is a suggestion to keep your job.
We got Damien on the live feed. What's going on, man? Where are you at? What's your question?
California question is real quick on your new IQS system. What is the servo failure rate? Because you guys ever have any failures on those servos to actually adjust that automatic adjustment and if they that something that the person can replace, or does it need to come back to the shop?
So we've had no failures on servos other than them being ripped off by a branch. So if the rear shock reservoirs are mounted too high on the cage and a branch could clear them off, we've had that, but not a failure of the mechanics of the servo, just hitting something. If the computer failed, all the servos will remain in the position that they were set. So if you're in soft or hard or medium, wherever you had it set, they're going to remain that way so you can keep it like that and finish your trip or your race. They're actually very easy to replace. If you know how to get inside of a shock, then you could do it. But if you're not mechanical shock-wise with nitrogen and the ability to bleed a shock, then you're not going to do it. You're going to send it to us. So hopefully that answers your questions.
It does. Thanks. I appreciate it, guys.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Canyon Lake's beautiful.
Have a good day.
All right. One more, Mitch.
Just
We out of here?
Statement.
Statement.
Kevin Burke, no relation.
Okay.
Says, Matt, don't let Chase violate my shocks.
I would absolutely believe that he would have done that. Mitch.
Team Zilla Off-Road just got limit straps yesterday. What foot-pounds on the shock bolts for reinstall on a Pro XP Razor? 50, 10
They're
mil?
19 pounds. There's 20 pounds, isn't it?
No,
Four
he's not talking about the clamp. He's talking about the shock bolts.
Shock bolts.
Which I think is like 55 or 60 foot-pounds, right?
Yeah, it's 10 millimeter bolts, so whatever 10 mil is, I think it is 50 or 60
50 or
pounds.
60 foot-pounds.
So, it's not all
Well,
that
we can
critical,
tell
just
them what
don't
the
snap
clamp
off.
bolts are too.
Clamp bolts are
20 foot-pounds.
foot-pounds on the limit strap clamp bolts. Sorry,
Justin,
when you said limit strap, I
Justin, I got a question. Where can you get those limit strap clamps?
You know what, Steve? I bet you have the answer. Why don't you take us out?
I do, guys. Hey, if you're looking to buy anything from the website, please visit us at www.shocktherapist.com, or if you have any questions, call in at 623-217-4959.